And now, stop me if you've heard this before on the Toddcast podcast.
As you get older, don't you love thinking back to when you were a kid? Music has always been a big thing in my world. And I remember how music video shows, like Friday Night Videos, Good Rockin' Tonight, they were must-watch TV. Certainly going back to elementary school days, I would crash over at buddies' places, buy a bunch of junk food, stay up super late and watch these new music videos, and see what host Stu Jefferies thought about the songs as well. It wasn't just about the videos. Good Rockin' Tonight was a staple of my weekly viewing. He's without question one of the main reasons I got into radio. So to have him on as a guest was a trip. Stu's currently the morning show host at Boom 97.3 in Toronto. He's been in the industry since the 80s, crushing along the way, might I add. That whole don't meet your heroes bullshit is nonsense. Stu was great. We talked about all sorts of things, like growing up to Clapton, Jim Morrison, hosting TV shows, seeing BTO and Bob Seger in concert. He's interviewed Paul McCartney. How could you not talk about that? Avengers Endgame came up. He shared a couple near-death stories. We talked about family, COVID, and how it affected his job. And stop me if you've heard this before, Stu talked about growing up to 60s and 70s radio and his approach to hosting a radio show.
A lot of radio, a lot of AM radio, and a lot of late 60s, early 70s. And when the show, morning show was pitched to me at Boom, where I was just going to be the only guy there, I remember my first reaction was like, okay, well, now we're in a market with a whole bunch of multi-show or multi-person shows, and I'm going to be doing it by myself. And when I say by myself, I don't even have it's just me. So I'm doing the board, I'm doing everything. There's nobody else in that studio.
Right.
And I remember when I started doing that, thinking, and the initial pitch of the show was, we just want it to be maybe not a typical morning show, just something a little high energy, maybe lots of requests or something. I remember thinking, oh God, that sounds gruesome. But it was the 70s radio I listened to as a kid that I was able to sort of channel, because that was when the Drake format came out, where it was like you took care of your business over the intros of songs. And it wasn't just, if you have 14 seconds and you're doing weather, you failed. I need information over that 14 seconds. Anything you can give me, but you got 14 and you better be tight. And then if I stop down for a commercial break, I'm giving you a minute and a half. In that minute and a half, you better have some quality shit, because I'm not listening anymore. And it was move forward with that energy. And so I was raised on that. And so I was able to sort of bring that to that sort of 70s, way of thinking into the 2000s, into the, whatever. And it's been successful, and there's nobody happier than me.
Yeah.
I have the support of some great people, and really I do. I have support of great people and let me be me. But that has served me well. So in my house, when I was a kid, I've just basically taken that to the grown-up me now, and it works fine.
Interesting. Tight is right. That's what it's about.
Oh, tight is right.
Tight radio
and
is right.
Let me tell you, that's right. And you know what? Radio people know what tight is. And I know that listeners don't really know what tight is, but tight is also give me something, right? Like keep me around. Keep me around. And you're not going to keep me around by telling me it's 14 degrees and getting up to 25. That means nothing to me. Like, give me some shit.
Give me something, some substance. Give me some, there's a reason to listen to the radio, and it's for guys like you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And you fail if you don't do that. Like, it's a disservice. And you can hear people mailing it in a mile away. It's like, no, man, put the work in.
Totally.
And also, you know what? 70s, 80s, 90s is our format. I was raised on that. So there isn't a song I don't know. So yeah, and it's so intimately.
It's the pop culture that and it's like, you're talking to like your buddy and your wife, and right?
Exactly. And when that song, when the vocal kicks in, and when it's over, and all of that stuff, to the point where you hit it and you just feel what's coming.
Right.
And boy, I tell you, that is such a wonderful place to be. I don't know. It feels like home. It's so good.
Stop Me If You've Heard This Before on the Toddcast podcast is powered by the Home Dwell Group. Buying a house? Selling your home? Contact Kyle at homedwell.ca today.
When they were young, the 5 members of an elite commando group nicknamed the Stone Wolves raged against the oppressive rule of the Craterakian Empire, which occupies and dominates most of the galaxy's inhabited planets. The Wolves fought for freedom, but they failed, leaving countless corpses in their wake. Defeated and disillusioned, they hung up their guns and went their separate ways, all hoping to find some small bit of peace amidst a universe thick with violence and oppression. 4 decades after their heyday, they each try to stay alive and eke out a living. But a friend from the past won't let them move on, and neither will their bitterest enemy. The Stone Wolves is Season 11 of the Galactic Football League science fiction series by author Scott Sigler. Enjoy it as a standalone story, or listen to the entire GFL series beginning with Season 1, The Rookie. Search for Scott Sigler, Sigler, wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey, Michael.
Hey, Tom.
Okay, so you want to tell him, or you want me to tell him?
No. I got this. People out there.
Yeah.
People, lean in. Get close. Listen, here's the deal.
We have big news.
We got monumental news. We got snacktacular news.
Yeah, after a brief hiatus, my good friend Michael Ian Black and I are coming back.
My good friend Tom Cavanaugh and I are coming back to do what we do best.
What we were put on this earth to do.
To pick a snack.
To eat a snack.
And to rate a snack.
Scientifically.
Emotionally.
Spiritually.
Mates is back.
Mike and Tom Eat Snacks is back.
A podcast for anyone with a mouth.
With a mouth. Available wherever you get your podcasts.
October is Halloween month, which, yes, is a thing. And on the Vulgar History podcast, it's also Mary Shelley season. Mary Shelley wrote Frankenstein, the book, when she was a teen mom on the run with her boyfriend, her sister, and her sister's boyfriend. She got the idea to write Frankenstein when her sister's boyfriend, Lord Byron, dared them all to write a ghost story one night, and now it's one of the most famous books of all time. It turns out that this story of grief and parenthood has deep personal connections for Mary Shelley. She learned how to write as a child by tracing the letters on her dead mother's grave, and her gothic life only got more scary from there. People around her seemed to keep dying, leaving Mary Shelley ultimately the last girl, the only survivor of that famous overnight party where she had written Frankenstein. We're taking a deep month into Mary Shelley's life and world on Vulgar History this month to figure out, was Mary Shelley the ultimate goth icon? Listen to Vulgar History wherever you get podcasts.